Hold up. We them boys.
We them boys.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the How About Them Podboys Show. We're actually, believe it or not, episode 9 out here this week. Feels great to be back in the studio talking to you. Feels especially great to be coming back after a big-time win over the New York Jets. A lot to talk about in that game, but you know, it sure feels and has a lot better feeling coming to do this podcast when we have a performance on the field that we just put up this week in week 5. So turn it over to my co-host, talk everything that's Dallas Cowboys sports. And again, we're back to give you the insight and the knowledge you need to understand how good this Dallas Cowboys football team is. So initial thoughts on the beatdown of the New York Jets today?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, episode 9, that's kind of crazy, bro. Like, I feel like we just started, but we're 9 episodes in, kind of crazy. It's been a good ride, but we're just getting started. Thoughts on the game, bro? Are we back? We are so back. We are so back.
100%.
We're so back. Defense showed that glimpse. I texted you before the game. Just give me a glimpse of hope that we can be all right defensively. And I know the haters are going to say it's the 0-4 Jets, this and that, whatever, right? We balled out. Like, our defense did fine. What we want, settled for average. Give us an average defense, and we'll do the rest offensively.
And like we talked about, like, average is right around that 20-point mark, right? And they gave up, I think it was 21. Might be a little wrong. Maybe got a late score in there that boosted it up over that.
Right, garbage time TDs too,
right.
Yeah.
But if you're at 20, 21 points like we gave up, I don't care who you're playing. That's that average defense that's going to give us a chance to win. So a lot of things that I saw, obviously some things to clean up, but on the defensive side of the football, I thought James Houston was a beast. Right, he was getting in there, getting defensive pressures from the DN spot. Solomon Thomas in the inside, him and
it's a dog.
Him and Osa they looked good. I thought that was the best our interior D line has looked. That's kind of how we should look, is those two kind of handling the interior D line. Houston being a beast on the end. Clowney had a few decent snaps.
The Clowney even played today?
He played a few snaps. He didn't have as big of impact as I'd like, but
I didn't even see him really
mixing it up a little bit more.
Sam Williams had a good game.
Yep, Sam Williams was applying a lot of pressure. We really didn't even need to spy as much as I thought for Justin Fields. Like, he didn't use his legs, but it's hard to use your legs when you're under consistent pressure for the first time from our Cowboys defense all season. So
yeah, I just felt like the defense kind of, it's momentum going into these, must-win games to really turn our season around. Defensively, I think we did fine. Secondary, a couple tipped passes, couple, dropped balls from a couple interceptions. So I think we're trending in the right direction defensively. Do I still want to get rid of Eberflus? Absolutely. But I love that we played a little bit of more man. DeRon Bland was out there sticking some boys. He was laying the boomstick.
He was. It was awesome to see. And, like, honestly, as a whole, the defense finally looked like they played a little more man. And man-to-man for us is better. That's what we've been used to the last several years. Diggs looked more comfortable on man. And also getting Elam not to start was just music to my ears, and just I had hard eyes watching the TV screen.
And then Sanborn going out,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel for the guy, but Maurice, bro, is a dog. Like, forced fumble, like, he's a beast.
Not to be a hater, but we did a lot better with Jack Sanborn out of our lineup. Like, when they panned over to him going into the blue tent, I texted you immediately and I said,
"Yeah."
I mean,
does it really matter? Yeah. I mean, and you obviously don't want to see him. It should have been a coaching decision made 2 weeks ago. And you hate to see a guy go out with injury, especially one of our guys. But it's like, should you have really even been starting?
Right. So, no, a lot of positives. I want to dig into just one negative on the defensive side of the ball. Like, the only thing I thought we did a poor job is if you actually break down Breece Hall's, like, yards per carry, it was like up in the 9 and 10. Granted, he did have a huge fumble on a drive when it was 10-3 that kind of turned the tide for the rest of the game. But rushing defense kind of got gashed today, and we got to clean that up, especially in games that are going to be closer, right? Like we're not going to dominate teams 40-20 every week, although our offense is top tier. Like now we're
We are the
five
number one offense in the league.
and
Absolutely.
and there's one reason for that. You want to tell them? I mean, what's the one reason?
I've been saying this since week one, and you guys have been hating. It's Dakota Prescott. Dakota Prescott continues to shine and to show he is an MVP. And I've said this since week one, when the odds were at 6,000 yesterday when you texted me, and they boosted to 2,500. That's 3,500. Boom. On because now they're starting to believe in Dak a little bit. Dakota Prescott is playing the best football of his entire career, and we are here to watch it. Guy checks down. Guy checks here, audible. Guy gets drawn off sides. Bang. 40-yard down to Ryan. We'll talk about Ryan later. Flournoy was an absolute dog today. But what quarterback can just sit there, check whatever he wants, and get whatever he wants, knows what the defense is going to do, knows where his players are going to be before it even happens. He gets a 1-minute drive, gets a touchdown before half. Defense gets a stop. Applaud the defense. 46 seconds. And what? Javonte Williams broke a 60-yarder, whatever. He controlled that. He was there. He is sound. He is playing the best ball of his career. 4 TDs, 0 interceptions. That is my QB, man.
Well, absolutely. He puts on a clinic every week. Like we get to watch a quarterback clinic led by the best quarterback in the NFL, right? Last week you put him in your top 3. I'm at the point we put him at number 1. I don't think currently there's a
Who is
better
playing better? Who is playing better than Dak Prescott right now? You can't say anybody. You really
no,
can't.
and flawlessly. The part that you brought up that I love and I was going to get to, you beat me to it, is he goes up to the line of scrimmage and he just reads every part of every defense he's seeing right now. He audible checks 2-3 times and goes to that automatic read that he knows is going to be open on the play. Like there were several plays where he just checked to a quick slant to Pickens and he's like, I'm going to fit this ball between two guys, a tight window.
Yeah, it's like the tightest window, and he threads the needle
He does.
every time.
He's just picking apart every defense. And my favorite thing about him is he actually was a little bit lower completion percentage today than he's even been the last several weeks. But he's so smart with the football, and that's where he's grown leap and bounds from the last several seasons because he used to put the ball in a little bit of harm's way and take some unnecessary risks. But this year he's been flawless with just ball protection, reading defenses, setting us up, driving the ball down the field, and picking up big scores just to continue to have this offense to thrive. So, like you said, Dakota Rain Prescott is the NFL's MVP after week 5.
Absolutely, man.
He just is. He just is.
Yeah, there is no argument to it. If you are going to argue with a wall because he's the greatest quarterback in the league right now. Let's tap in on a little more offensively. Besides Dakota, just playing lights out. How about taking the top off with Pickens? I love that we really took the top off. And they really on his head. Shout out Sauce Gardner.
On your head.
On your head, boy. I loved it, man. As soon as he dropped back, a 43-yard touchdown, I just saw him drop back. I'm like, yeah, Pickens down there somewhere. And what a ball. And for Pickens to get under it, man, it was flawless. I really loved it.
100%. And honestly, up to that point, Sauce had done a decent job. Like he's like kind of shadowing him all day. But that's where Dak, not to go back to him, but my last point with him is he's just so smart with the ball. He's like, okay, yeah, go ahead and shadow Pickens. We got weapons. Like he brought Flournoy out the mud. Like
Literally.
nobody even
Who was that guy? Who was that guy? No one knew who he was week 1.
And Dak's making him look like he's a viable like number 3 option on an NFL team. So I think Flournoy is going to get paid. Hopefully he gets to stick around with us as like our 3rd, 4th best option.
Right, we were nervous. We thought we really weren't going to have anything to compete with.
Right, and this is with Flournoy with Turpin out. So I mean, shout out to Flournoy stepping up.
And CD, and 4 starting O linemen,
Right, we were down in the mud. Talking about being in the mud, dude. We had I don't think another quarterback or another team in this league could have handled. Well, let's go back to just another quarterback could have handled the situation we were in today any better than he did. Because if you have 4 non-starters on your offensive line for the first time,
there's no one. Yeah.
No, he's just flawless. Like he is at the top of his game, that's making us play at the top of our game offensively. And the sky is the limit for this team. I really think that because we finally saw the first time showing having an average defense. But to go back real quick to your point, to throw in another name, Flournoy was awesome. Pickens over the top on Sauce Gardner. I texted you right away, like, yep. I just was like, yeah, get lost on your head. Javonte Williams, that dude has been an absolute unit for us in the running game. He just sets the tone, continues to set the tone week after week by just running through bodies. And like my favorite plays are the ones that aren't even going to be making a highlight reel. It's like when he gets touched in the backfield, but breaks through wimpy arm tackles and goes and gets 2 or 3 yards that we need to give us a chance.
No, absolutely. It's it's kind of weird because the past years when Zeke kind of got washed up and Zeke wasn't who Zeke was in 2016, where he'd get touched in the backfield and just fall, and then puts you behind the sticks, whether it's or it gives you a third and not manageable when we needed a third and manageable. So I just love the second effort of getting to the line of scrimmage. Matt doesn't matter because Javonte Williams fights for 3 yards and gets us a first down. Like we haven't seen that in forever. So that's awesome, man.
And this is like a rejuvenating to his career because people kind of wrote him off.
Read him off.
Like, right, you tear the ACL,
Yeah.
like your knee's completely shot. So you just
Mhm.
gotta feel good for the guy too. Like we're basically the only team that said, hey, we'll give you a chance to get consistent carries again. Show us what you got. So like, I'm honestly just like, what would he bring us fully healthy? Like, yeah, he's fully healthy, right? He's able to play. That's why he's doing as good as he is. But coming off a gruesome knee injury that took away his last full season, the league should be on notice. Like this guy is
Right.
scary
He's
good.
only going to get better. Yeah.
He's only going to get better, and he's running behind a weak offensive line. Like no shout or no hate. I'm not trying to hate on these guys. They stepped up for their moment and actually balled out today. Games in the NFL are won in the trenches. Like at the end of the day, whoever controls the offensive line of scrimmage, defensive line of scrimmage wins the game. And to start the game, I thought it was funny. The announcers said, oh, this Jets team has played over 99%. Their offensive line has played over 99% of their
Didn't
snaps
matter.
together.
Yeah.
Who had the better offensive line today? Us.
Right. Absolutely.
With 4 non-starters. And that's what kind of dictated the tone to the game is us running the football, being able to do whatever we wanted at will offensively. And that's been the story up to this point in 5 weeks is our offense can do whatever we want to whoever we want. And I'll let you jump in here, but I also want to give a shout out to our head football coach who's also calling our plays offensively.
Shout out Shoddy.
Shoddy is the man. Like I love his game plans week after week. He's put us in consistent spots to tear apart the defense, and he does a great job. Him and Dak are like cohesive. I think they're on the exact same page of how this offense need to be run. We get the ground game going where Javonte is an absolute weapon. Jaden Blue made his first appearance for the season. Had a couple
Right. And
decent
yeah,
carries.
there's glimpses, right? There's glimpses.
Right, him and his Louis Vuittons. He's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
He's gonna get them things dirty. He's gonna get up and down the field for us. But no, him and Dak and Shoddy on the same page. Dak loves the rollout game, right? The PA rollout where he can hit Fergie, who we saw get in the end zone twice today. So we're looking like an absolute unit on the offensive side of the football. That's never been in question.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, Ost. I'm gonna give you a little not quiz, but these are two. I'm gonna give you blind stats of 2 players. Tell me who is who.
Are we talking around the NFL or just our
Yep,
team?
just around the NFL.
Okay.
The NFL. Just kind of just off topic, but
I love it.
I saw it today, and I want you to tell me who's who. So they're both running backs, so they are running backs. 77 carries, 237 yards, 3.1 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. Okay, 4 total touchdowns. 83 carries, 397 yards, 4.8 yards a carry, and 6 touchdowns.
Man, is one of them. So the first one, give me the touchdowns again. Just the touchdowns.
3.
3.
Or 4, excuse me. 4.
Okay, and the second one had 6. That's a tough question. You know, both are decent stat lines, though. I mean, right? Let me turn it back to you. Which stat line would you rather have? Just to start, then I'll give you my guesses for these people. You take
Well, I just want to make sure I'm pulling the. I want to make sure I'm pulling the right stats. I mean, I know who they are. I don't want to be biased, so I can't say.
Okay.
But
But one of them's
I feel like there's a
on the
clear
wall,
favorite.
right?
Yeah, I feel like one's a clear favorite.
100%. 100%. Just tell me who they are so we can debate this. Because out of all the running backs in the league, there's no way I'm going to be able to guess this guy right
Right.
away.
Okay. So the guy with less carries, or yeah, more carry. No, excuse me. He should have more carries. These ain't right. These stats ain't right. Anyway, one guy's younger,
Yep.
has more touchdowns, has more rushing yards, and is getting paid less. That is Javonte Williams. He beats Saquon Barkley in every category. Barkley has more carries, less yards, less touchdowns, and is getting paid a bag. And is older. I mean,
You're
everyone
taking
wants to say
Javonte.
Saquon is this, that, this, that. Javonte Williams is a better running back than he is through week 5.
He is. You can't argue stats. The only thing that does come up, and people are going to say, well, the eye test, like you're going to take Saquon Barkley, right? But
Mm-hmm.
he has everything.
A number one offensive line,
That's what I mean. He has a better
right?
support around him. He's going to have better two receivers,
Mm-hmm.
especially with
Which they don't
speed.
utilize because Jalen Hurts sucks. But
He does
anyway,
well, and this is going to kind of segue here in a little bit to a new segment. I think we're going to start because we're going to love doing it. We're going to call it the Hater Report. Each week
yeah,
we're going to give out
absolutely.
who we hate. But shout out to the Broncos for going into Philly and getting us a W that we
Let's
needed.
ride. Let's
So
ride.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's ride.
I love it. No, 100% though. Like all BS aside, like you're taking Javonte's contract too. 100%. Like
Mm-hmm.
Saquon's the highest paid running back, but we're gonna take Javonte's contract and contribution he's given us. Like if he would have told me going into the year that he would even give us half of what he's given us, you're taking that. Like hell of a comeback, hell of a comeback for his setback and his injuries. So I love that. But especially since we were just dogging on somebody. Let's go into that. This is our new segment of the week. So I'll start off just so since I kind of have the games pulled up and stuff, and then we can go straight into around the NFL news.
Gotcha.
This is our next segment, the Hater Report. Okay,
Bet.
in
I
this
love it.
in the, in this segment for the viewers and listeners, we're gonna give out there who we're hating on, and we're gonna kind of support that why we hate on these guys. And
Absolutely.
the person I'm gonna hate on today is Jalen Hurts. So you kind of brought him up. He's my hater. My hate report on Jalen Hurts is I think it's finally going to start running out. The luck of winning every game, despite what he's doing week after week. Yes, he did end up having 280 yards, but it didn't contribute to them going over the 20-point mark. Like they only scored 17 points. He has Devonte Smith. He has AJ Brown. He has Dallas Goedert. He has John
Saquon
Mitchell,
Barkley.
Saquon Barkley. He has Jahan Dotson. Like he's loaded. He should be ripping teams up and down the field, especially when you're playing at home, right? That Philly environment should give them the leg up on everybody. And right now, Jalen Hurts just is not cutting it for a top NFL offense. And that's why Devonte Smith, a little bit less, but that's why AJ Brown is taking to Twitter and taking to Instagram
Mm-hmm.
stories and complaining about not getting reps and not getting balls and not putting up stats even when your team's 4-1. That's setting up a recipe for disaster. So he's number one on my hate report this week.
Yeah, and I'm gonna piggyback off that, and I'm just gonna go the Eagles as a whole, and especially Nick Sirianni. How do you give up 18 unanswered points at home, leading by 14? You blow a 14-point lead, give up 18 unanswered in the fourth quarter alone, and lose the game. Terrible. And if you watch the last drive, would you rather have Dak Prescott on a game-winning drive or Jalen Hurts? Because Jalen Hurts had no time management. He was rattled. He didn't know what to do. He couldn't put anything together. He went to his check downs. You can't check down, Jalen. You cannot check down when there's 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter because time is tough. We're gonna run that. We're gonna look at stripes and we're gonna hit one of those, and we're gonna run
Yeah,
that.
with no timeouts. And Jalen Hurts also on the first play, he did the one thing you can't do. You cannot take a sack when you
Yeah,
need to
literally.
drive with no timeouts. That's literally the one way because they're gonna pile on you, right? So they pile. They're smart NFL players. Get up slowly. Clock is
Mm-hmm.
still moving. You were running vertical routes down the field, right? You're going 20 plus yards down. So it takes some seconds to get back to the line of scrimmage. And then just to throw the ball 2 times after that check down routes to Saquon Barkley is not
Just
going to cut
straight in
it.
the middle, straight in
Straight in
the
the
middle.
middle.
Nowhere to get out of bounds. Yeah, terrible. And I talked to you previously about, I think the Broncos are a team that could really make a run. And I knew this was the game where the Eagles would finally get exposed, excuse me. I really knew that the Broncos could get it done. And was I upset when they were losing? I'm like, yeah, because if you really watch the game, there is no way that, like, they just didn't look in control. The Eagles didn't look like a better team. And it finally got exposed in the fourth. And all the check downs that you can do, you can't do that anymore. It comes to the fourth quarter, you have to do something as a quarterback. You can't rely on your superstars to pull you out for another win, or the refs to bail you out of another win.
100%. And I think kind of the title to this episode so far, and we've used this term, I should say the term to this is like, they're back in the mud. I think they are.
Absolutely.
Like, I'd like to see them continue to downfall. Now, granted, am I probably overreacting a little bit and hoping for a little more of this to happen? Maybe. But like you said, I thought that Denver needed a signature win, especially with
This
like
is it.
the Bo Nix era. And Sean Payton. Sean Payton came in, right? He struggled with
Went for two.
yeah,
Did go for two. That's a big move.
that's huge. So to go in there, I thought that Sean Payton was without a doubt the better coach of him and Nick Sirianni. And those are the two people on my hate report, and we did a good job talking about it. Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni are going to be the downfall of the Philadelphia Eagles and why they don't win the Super Bowl back-to-back seasons this year. So
Absolutely.
anybody else you want to put on the hate report, or we can move on to around the NFL?
Yeah. Before we move on to the round of NFL, just to close on this. The Eagles got exposed. We all know that. But these next 3 weeks, everyone's going to be so high on them because they go Giants, Vikings, Giants. They get to play the Giants twice within 3 weeks. So then let's say they win all three of those. Oh, Eagles are 7-1. They're so good. Like, they can't. These guys are going. Okay, then what? Then you got to go to Packers. You got to play Lions, and then you got to play us. So I think they lose, right? They'll get their 3 wins against poverty teams, and then they'll get the reality check again of, we'll expose them of their frauds. The Packers will expose them. The Lions will expose them. So I think it sucks because they have an easy next 3 weeks, but then I think they'll get exposed again.
100%. And that's kind of really telling. Like, yes, these next 3 games, don't overreact. Like, just continue to ride that roller coaster that is the Philadelphia Eagles. Because I'm telling you, when you have star people that are unhappy about not getting their stats, it's just a ticking time bomb. They will explode. And us Cowboy crazies, right? Our fans out there, I think, are on the same page as us ball knowers. We are licking our chops for our second chance at Philadelphia because we're
Absolutely. They
continuing to
don't
get
want to see us.
no opening night, which we didn't know what we were going to be with a new head coach, right, and new coordinators and different roles and just different bodies, different type of people playing for our awesome franchise this year. And we held them, and we should have won that game, could have won that game, and now we're starting to gel, starting to click. I'm looking forward to that matchup down the road against Philadelphia. We will mark this down. We will beat Philadelphia at home
Yep,
that week.
we will.
So,
Absolutely. That's going to be minus 13.5. Book it now.
ooh, big blowout. I like it.
At AT&T, baby. Lights don't get brighter than that.
No, that's awesome. All right, let's segue to our third segment and talk around the NFL and just kind of some games that caught our eyes, maybe some stats that stuck out to us, and some games and some teams that are starting to turn the hump, have some, over 500 records, kind of some things that you're seeing of who's competing who looks like they could be maybe a solid playoff team down the road, either in the AFC or the NFC, or just even games today that stood out to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to tap into the NFC, and just my guy, Baker Mayfield, man, just continues to have this legendary, run of winning games in the clutch when it matters most. I mean, the Seahawks are a good team, and he takes them down away at their place. So shout out Bake. I felt like that was a great game just happened. And then just kind of a specific player performance is going to be Jonathan Taylor. The guy was absolutely killing the Raiders on the ground. And, Daniel Jones wasn't taking his TDs. So 3 TDs for the kid. Absolutely stellar performance from the Colts. They drop one a week and really get their get back. And I feel like the Colts are a team to watch in the AFC.
And shout out to my fantasy team for picking up Jonathan Taylor, right?
He was a free agent?
No, but I mean
Oh,
drafting him,
drafted. That's just
drafting
ball
him for
knowledge.
it is again. We're out here for the community, giving you guys insight.
Avid ball knowers.
Avid ball knowers, and no, I love your two teams. Also, just to throw in real quick, they're not someone that really impressed me, but I like who you saw in Indianapolis. I want to give a shout out to Daniel Jones. Like he just looks way more content, right? Getting out of New York and having no one that really believed in him. Poor coaching staff with Dable. Indianapolis is sneaky 4-1 right now with
Mm-hmm.
probably the best running back in the league, especially for sure statistically. Like he's just having the best season up to this point. And if they can continue to play well in actually kind of a weak division, I know Jacksonville's all right, but Houston's down. They're gonna continue to rack up wins and give themselves a chance to get a solid record that maybe even gives them a bye. So they even could compete for the 1 seed. That's what's crazy. Like I know
Yeah,
the two plays the 7, but they continue to rack up wins. They're going to be up there high. So shout out to what the Colts are doing. Shout out to Pat McAfee. He's always out there supporting the Colts for the
absolutely.
brand. So no, the game that stuck out to me was also the Tampa Bay Seattle one. Like what a shootout! Just a freaking awesome football game. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold both go for over 300 yards. Baker Mayfield close to 400 yards, and they both threw combined over 80% completion percentage. So they combined for just less than 10 incompletions in that game. That was an up and down shootout. Emeka Ibuka has been a touchdown machine. Like I think
He's a dog. He's a
absolute
dog.
absolute dog, and I think he's correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he scored a touchdown in all 5 games this season. So
He scored today. So yeah, I think you're
yeah,
right.
and he just is an option for them to take the top off of every defense, and that's without Mike Evans healthy. So when they get him back, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense is kind of scary. So the last one I want to shout out and just kind of something that caught my eyes is Washington and Los Angeles. The Chargers are now back-to-back losses after starting 3-0 on the 3-2. And actually, Washington looks a little bit, obviously, with getting Jaden Daniels back. They're a lot more scary offensively. I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm going to call him JCM. Or JM, is it JMC? JCM?
They call him Bill for some reason.
Yeah, I saw that in the interview. So, but
Yeah.
heck of a game running the ball. Or Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Yeah,
Merritt. Yeah.
yeah. 111 yards on the ground for him. Jaden Daniels comes back and balls out in LA. So a lot of positives around the league and a lot of people kind of competing for, starting to kind of fight it out for different positioning and as they make a run in this middle of the season.
Yeah. Oh, I've got 2 more games. This is like my live reaction. I didn't know the Titans came back.
Yeah,
The Titans beat the Cardinals.
that's a brutal loss for Arizona. Like,
I had no dude. They were up like 21 to like I don't know like 11 or they were 11 in the fourth. I thought it was over. They won.
well, and DeMercado, he had a 76-yard burst for a touchdown and fumbles it out of the
And
end
he
zone for a
fumbled.
touchback.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
saw that. But
how
did you
many
see the way
times.
the Titans scored on that fumble too? A
Yeah,
fumble bounced around all the way into the end zone.
5 Cardinals get a chance to dive on it, it just hits off their
That's
arms.
crazy.
But like, that's an 0-4. Like a shout out to Cam Ward. Yeah, we ass. That's an 0-4 Tennessee team. Like,
I'm gonna keep
how
it a
are
buck.
you?
We asked.
That team goes to Arizona. Arizona, that's a fall off game. Like you're a pretender because to start
That's a
the year,
one that just kind of hits the heart. Like, oh, like, wow.
yeah, like that's gotta hurt. And I actually am a kind of a Kyler Murray fan. Like I like the scrambling QB. Um,
Right.
Shout out my short dogs, right? Like he's kind of
Short
five.
Kings, baby.
He's short king. He's playing at 5'10" at the quarterback position, but that's
He's a
probably
beast.
he is a beast, but that's a game you cannot lose if you're as good as you
Yeah.
think you should be. So, no,
Hey,
that news. Go ahead.
last
Go
one.
ahead.
I mean, we said this before. The Baltimore Ravens are absolute shite. Absolute shite. 44-10 loss to the Houston Texans.
Let me ask you
Former
this one.
Dallas Cowboy QB goes for 14-20, 170 yards, and Cooper Rush throws 3 picks.
Yeah.
Wrong team there, Coop. Wrong team.
Let me ask you this one in that situation and scenario. So now Baltimore,
Falls to 1-4.
right, 1-4, falling off the cliff. Okay, we know Lamar Jackson is injured, right, with the hamstring injury. That's probably going to keep him sidelined for at least a couple more weeks, like just
Mm-hmm.
precautionary, especially if you're at 1-4, because if you rush him back and then he gets hurt again, season's for sure over.
Season's over. Yeah.
But let's say that, so you're going to sit him probably because he has to for the next 2 weeks. Baltimore goes loss again, 1-6. Do you even bring him back? That's my question.
At that point, you might as well tank, man. You
That's what
might
I'm
as well
saying.
tank. I mean,
Because
you
what are the
really
odds
you
at
have
1-6 you even come back still? Like, he would have to go on a tear to even be possibly playing for the playoffs.
and they're not winning their division. They really aren't. I think we know how the Steelers are. Steelers are consistent, and Mike Tomlin loves settling for average or just above it. Excuse me. So they'll go 9-8.
But don't hate on my boy A-Rod.
They yeah, A-Rod, man, dude, and that's what I'm saying. Like, just kind of we'll segue off it a little bit, but we are literally Dak Prescott is pulling the prime A-Rod stuff that I saw that A-Rod would do to us.
That we
The
see
hard
all the
counts,
time.
the hard that would kill us. That would literally kill us. That the hard counts to jump off sides to I'm gonna float it down there. Yeah, I got a free play. I'm gonna throw it deep. So it's like that was just kind of a segue, but yeah, the Pittsburgh is solid. They had a bye week. They'll probably win the division. You've got the shite Ravens, the shite Bengals, and who else is in that division?
Cleveland.
And the shite Browns. So like Pittsburgh is everything but shite. So they'll probably win the division.
100% by default.
Yeah, yeah. I think Lamar sits there. I think they tank and hope for tip your cap to him. See you next year.
I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad though. So like, and I got a good buddy that's a Ravens fan. And do you think this is the end of
The
Coach
run,
Harbaugh? Well, maybe even the run, but Coach Harbaugh, do you cut
Harbaugh.
ties with him? Same Harbaugh that took you to a Super Bowl. I
He's
don't
been
know.
there for a very long time.
I
But
know,
is it his fault?
at this point you got to say it, right? Like, what has Lamar won that's big, or is it more Lamar's fault? That's our hot topic question right here. Let's get it right into that. I want to know,
Okay, okay, but
Harbaugh's fault or Lamar's fault?
over time, Harbaugh's fault. This season, Derrick Henry's fault.
Ooh,
Derrick
ooh,
Henry has lost him. He's fumbled 4 times. You're this big bad back, dude. You've lost. They lost because of the Bills because of him. What game did he fumble like a couple weeks ago too? That lost him the game. Like he's lost him 2 for sure games.
on fumbles. He has a
Yeah,
fumbling problem. So no, that's actually a great point.
the Lions. It was the Lions, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna dog on Lamar more just because I don't like the guy. He's
Let's do a second shift of a hate report. Why not? Right?
right.
Who says we can't hate? Who says we
Yeah,
can't hate?
we can do whatever we want. Lamar is running back attempting to play the quarterback position. His best thing is his legs, and especially now with the hamstring injury. Granted, he's not going to be playing. If his legs are taken away from him sitting in the pocket is not going to set them up for any type of success. So I agree. I think they have to tank the rest of the season and hope that he comes back stronger next year. But I think they have to get rid of Harbaugh. Who's going to be the fall guy? Like we said this last week, Ravens flock, their community are going to think that this was a Super Bowl season. It was Super Bowl or bust coming in for them because of how close they were against the Bills and the Chiefs and being in the
Right. How close they've
AFC.
always been, but never got past. In my eyes, I don't think they got past the divisional.
No. So what's their next move? They're either going to have to keep their players and get rid of Harbaugh, or keep Harbaugh but say, okay, yeah, we need better players on the defense side of the football and some more support for Mark Andrews, for Mark Andrews, for Lamar Jackson. But like, he has Mark Andrews, he has Zay Flowers, he has Bateman. Like, what more does he need? He's just got to get the job done. Because look at our guy again. I love going back to our dude. He's thrown to Flournoy. I mean, he's making dudes that wouldn't even make NFL rosters look like studs because
Literally.
he's just a great quarterback. And at this point, Lamar, you need to step up and become what everybody thinks you are and start watching tape and start taking things seriously and start to look like maybe what Dak Prescott's out here doing to all these teams.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And this is just for every every uh every Ravens fan with Dakota Prescott as our QB. This is just for all the Ravens fans. You wish that was you. You wish you had Dakota Prescott as your QB, but sadly, Lamar Jackson only can run out for the season. The season's over. Like I said before, we'll tip the cap and we'll see you next year.
So let's segue to our last topic of the week, the hashtag Co knows, Co for the community. Just
Oof.
kind of get an update on you've been hot. So, but looking at that
Yeah.
initial reaction, I don't know if you got good news for the community this week.
Rough news for the community. This was a game where I told you guys it's a tough one to bet because we don't know what to expect. And I mean, am I upset about the loss? No, because we absolutely obliterated the Jets offensively. And sometimes when that happens, certain guys aren't going to get a, catch. Certain guys aren't going to get some yards. And so Pickens only got two catches today. So we ended up losing those legs. So we needed Pickens 6 receptions and 80 yards. He had 2 and 57. He had the deep ball. And if you're up that big, you're really going to run the ball. And that's what we did offensively. So this was a tough one. Every other prop hit. But I mean, Co's going to be back. Co's been in the lab. All right, he's already dissecting next week's games, and he's going to come back. He's going to come back with a vengeance. So don't quit on me. Like I said before, judge me on my losses, not my wins. Okay.
Because you have so few of them. No, I
Thank you.
love it.
Thank you.
And to jump in, I have some good news for the community. So learning from you as a guy that's handing out smart slips, I went 4 for 4 today on just
Let's go. Let's go.
4 different parlays. I had a pretty easy one that I boosted up to 863. I had Dak Prescott over 200. Justin Fields to have over 200 because knowing our defense, we just like to sit back and give, especially once we got up early. I was excited.
Right, they're gonna have to throw. Yeah,
so I loved that. A guy that got me a huge boost was Josh Reynolds, a dude that's just like a
Colts.
Well, no, he was for the Jets game because they traded him this year.
Oh,
Josh,
okay.
Josh Reynolds came over, and I needed him to have 30 plus yards. He had that, so that was another one of the legs. And then the last one was Fergie to score. And I said,
bang,
so,
dude! I didn't know it was National Tight End Day.
No, I didn't either. I must have missed it.
We could have absolutely smacked. There were so many tight ends I got in the end zone.
No, I love that. So, and then I had a couple other ones just around the NFL that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it for the community. Co's got me
Love it.
feeling in a good spot.
Love it.
So, I kind of want to part, though, a little bit different instead of just shutting it off here. Let's talk about next week's game. And this is the game that I'm excited to talk about for the Dallas Cowboys. We travel to Carolina, and we play the putrid Panthers. And that kind of just rolls off the tongue because they are putrid. I mean, they're pathetic. The pathetic
Absolute
Panthers,
shite.
anything. But I want to go back to what you said. And, what I like about this game, and one thing that I'm going to give you the shout out on, our defense that is starting to click. What'd you say in like episode 2?
I mean, well, someone's got to clip it because I said we're going to score against the Carolina Panthers. The defense will get a defensive scored touchdown, and here we are.
So
Those odds are going to be awesome.
Community, get to it first. When it comes out live tomorrow, you need to hammer defensive touchdown Dallas Cowboys against the Carolina Panthers. I don't know why I put those on, but I liked it. I thought it added some effect to it. But that's how good I'm feeling about our team right now. And
absolutely.
We're going to go on a little run here. So my thoughts on the Panthers game is we continue to dominate offensively. I think everybody gets in the end zone. I think Javonte stays hot, gets in. George Pickens has probably a bounce back game, right? Yes, he got in the end zone, but with 2 receptions, that's not. I mean, we didn't need him. We didn't need him to be any better today, but we got him when we needed a touchdown. He beat Sauce over the top, so he can beat anybody on the Panthers. So I think offense cooks. I think defense gets into the end zone, and I think we're getting to see a lot of shoddy going. Fergie had a touchdown, yeah, and then he goes,
Yeah,
Fergie
I
had
love
another touchdown, yeah,
love that. I love those clips, bro. I
and
love those
and when
clips.
he flips it backwards, the backward visor, that locker room's just rocking out. So
Getting bumping. Yeah. Um, yeah, I guess my key guy this following week is probably gonna be Javonte. I think Javonte just keep trending. I mean, we bought his stock in week 1 and we're millionaires, baby. So he'll have a solid game on the ground. This is gonna be one of those games that you remember Rico Dowdle. He's gonna get his get back. Yeah, we'll absolutely shut that down because he's absolute shy. He's absolute shy. So
he's gonna be wishing he was still playing for the Dallas Cowboys.
absolutely. And then I think Osa and Kenny Clark have a good game defensively. I think we'll shut down the run. And I all right. So we said defensive touchdown. I think it's gonna be either. There's not many ways to get defensive touchdown, I guess. But are you more leaning a sack fumble, or are you saying like Bland Diggs pick six? What do you think? What do you think it's gonna be?
I think a sack fumble. Like I think one of our linemen get like blindside, just obliterate
Bryce Young,
Bryce
little
Young.
boy.
Yeah, and then I think I don't know, Liafu maybe, or like
Okay.
maybe he
He
picks it
picks
up.
it. Maybe he scoops it. Maybe he
Yeah,
scoops it.
he gets to
Maybe he
scoop and
scoops it.
score.
Maybe he.
Scoop and score.
What if we just call it right now? Dante Fowler comes off the edge. Bang! Bryce Young loses the ball. Murray's live. He's at the 20. The 10. If that happens, we need to buy a Powerball because that's actually crazy.
100%. No, I think we get a strip sack fumble and somebody scoops and scores it. And then I want to just see our celebration we have lined up for that because our defense is waiting on their moment to get in the end zone.
Yes. Can't wait. Book it.
No,
It's going to happen.
100%. So we're in a great spot. Cowboys are looking up, baby. We're looking up week after week. We have winnable games ahead of us. We got back to 500, believe it or not. Is how I'll kind of leave it with our viewers. We are 2-2-1. That Packers game, looking back, albeit a tie, is momentum shifting in our direction, and our defense showed what we're capable of if we just perform average. Obviously, need to clean up some things we talked about earlier in the episode, but I think we beat the brakes off the terrible Panthers. So, and then looking forward to seeing how we feel after that week, and we continue the upward stride. So, any last thoughts before we take off?
No, looking forward to it. And as always, you know where we're at: TikTok, Spotify, and YouTube. Check us out. Newly account on X if you guys want the slips for next week. And yeah, get ready, Cowboys Nation. We're on the come up.
All right, appreciate it.